Oh, hey, this thing's running. Well, hello guys, and welcome to another episode of, well, just name this whatever you heck want. You know, names are important. Someone thought, gorilla cooking, that sounds good to me. Well, anyway, I'm here with Arnold McBear once again, and we are going to make Buttercake from Silent Hill. Now, I'm just, in a few days, I'm actually going to go and pick up the Silent Hill HD pack. I've never played it, but the series has always interested me. Just the, I don't know, the spooky style of it is, psychological horror. The main character's fears just coming to life, personifying himself into the town. Now, the later entries in the series didn't really do that much, but I was told that the second Silent Hill was the greatest in this accomplishment. So, while we're here, let's get some cooking done. Now, this is a bit more complicated than the center sandwich that I did yesterday, I think. Or the day before. No, I think it was yesterday. We got a few more instructions, a few more ingredients. Pretty much, I am baking a cake here. It says the first thing to do is to lightly grease the line of the cake tin. And the cake tin is this interesting little contraption. It's called, what's it called again? Springform. Okay, yeah. Pretty much has a clasp on the side where the middle can come up, so the cake has a very nice form. Now the recipe calls for a 10-inch one. I didn't have one. I believe this one's maybe, well, the recipe called for 8-inch. I think this is 10-inch. Well, anyway, it's asking us to lightly grease it. I'm going to be lazy, and since this is already olive oil, I'm just going to spray right in there. It says to lightly dust with flour beforehand. So, jeez, olive oil smells funky, but jeez, it's just good for you all the time. Oh, I don't have a sifter, so I'll just keep using my hands then. I forgot that one of the things it asks for you to have is a sifter. Anyway, I'm just going to set that aside. Let's see. Oh, 325 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's go ahead and work on that. Not very hot, so this thing cooks pretty slowly. There we go. In a large mixing bowl, add the butter and sugar. Oh. The butter we're talking about here is a full cup of butter. That's this thing right here. Oh, that's a lot of butter. So, let's go ahead and add it, though I believe it wants us to melt it if we're going to be mixing it together. Let's see. Yep, until pale and fluffy. I don't know. Does it want to melt us? I wish the instructions were a little bit better when it comes to that. Anyway. Appetizing. Right. Okay, now it asks for how much sugar? A cup and a half. Well, I didn't really pre-measure. I just grabbed stuff, but this is like half a cup of sugar. I'll get some more. This is why I didn't pre-measure it. They're in these huge tins over here. That's a cup. It's 2 cups. Well, a cup and a half, I meant to say. Plenty of sugar for everyone, right? Okay, I got a little whisk to use it. I don't really have a good way of holding the camera while I do this. I wish I had some sort of clamp. Again, I wish I could put this in my mouth. How about my chin? Okay, let's see if this works. think I'm supposed to melt the butter. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to melt the butter. Just... Oh, it probably wants me to do it in a mixer, but I wish it was a little bit more specific when it came to that. It says, add the butter and sugar, beat for 5 minutes. The butter is room temperature, which it's not. I think the worst thing that can happen is happening. No, I know just what to do. Okay guys, time for a little improv. I hope that time you were looking at that and not my stomach. All I need is a large pot. I don't really need large either. In fact, the pan would do. A little too much water there. But this way I can actually make up for my mistake and have the water be control heated. So I can melt this just the way I want it to. So as we're letting that get hot, I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do while I'm waiting for that. Until plump and fluffy, add the eggs one at a time, mix well, vanilla extract, garnish, which is more butter. Really, there's nothing else I can do until I fix that. Maybe I can make Arnold dance. No, I'll just... I'll cut it off here and I'll tell you if I'm successful or not. It seems like a good idea. Okay, for a questioning glance, I think if I beat it, it didn't mean with a whisk. I'm thinking that with just any kind of tool like a spoon or something like that. Of course though, I mean, heating the pan the way I did gave me a control of exactly how I wanted to melt the butter. So it wants to be light and fluffy. Well, also says it'll take about 5 minutes. Oh well, we all do our own spin on these kind of things, don't we? What can go wrong with butter and sugar? Very nice work for the wrist. That's the way to beat it, guys. I'm just kind of screwing off. This isn't getting it that well. It sure is fun to look at, right? Alright, we're getting there. Pale and fluffy. Well, it's getting fluffy. It's not all that pale. Yeah, probably pale enough, right? Checking the recipe, it doesn't say egg yolks, it says just regular eggs. That is a very nice looking mixture right there. Let's give it another quick spin, shall we? Works right there, works the muscle right there. Just feels good. Yeah, who needs a high-class mixer? Says to do this for 5 minutes, and that's about as long as I've been doing it. And so, add the eggs one at a time until well combined. In a separate bowl, sieve the flour. Now, I don't really have a sieve. I can look for one. I might have one. In fact, no, that's a coffee filter over there. Can't use that. I'll figure it out as we go. Alright, let's see if I've gotten any better at cracking eggs with one hand. Not the best, but guys, you always want to prepare for messes. It's no fun to clean it up afterwards. And touch tools with yolky hands. Had to get in on the sides. Actually, these were supposed to be room temperature too. They're still cold. I hope it doesn't matter too much. We'll have to see. At least the mixture will... Well, the bowl is still warm, so maybe that actually comes to my advantage right there. Got a little mess beside the bowl there. We're getting a nice little slop here. In fact, I think this would make really nice waffles, this kind of mixture, if you wanted to give someone a heart attack. Different angles there. There we go. That looks amazing. Okay, sieve the flour, baking powder, and salt in a separate bowl. Well, to get that separate bowl, should have a small one. Yeah, this will do. And this little guy, as for sieving the flour, let's see if I have anything in these drawers of wonder. No. Could a Bunsen burner work? Maybe a little crazy here. is one thing we'll need both hands. So, how much flour is it calling for? 3 cups, and this is a half a cup of flour. Okay. Let's see if that's a... Yeah, that's a good place to put this. Well, turns out this kind of works. Albeit it's slow. You're getting a lot of unsieved flour through those holes, but if you have no idea where to find the sieve, then I think the one I do have is extremely dirty, so no matter what, I wouldn't use it. I also have a bigger one of these, but the thing is, the bigger the hole, the less fine the flour, so you don't want that either. So I guess tap the top until we get it nice. Also, keep your head away from the bowl because you might sweat into the dish, which I still have not yet done. It's getting to be summer here, and I do not like the heat. How many cups? 3? Yeah, this is going to take a while. Flour messes, not too hard to clean up, but they attract things. So, want another 5 of those? Yeah, you see I hardly even care anymore. As long as it's mostly seed, it doesn't matter. You know, I could just make this easier for you guys, but how about you just skip ahead on the video, because I'm just going to upload the whole thing. So if you're tired of seeing me seed with a sponge burner thing, go ahead and skip. You know, I don't blame you, unless you're listening, you're playing a video game while listening. Which, why would you listen to a cooking show? Seriously, why would you listen to a cooking show? Cooking show's all about the eye candy, watching the flour go in. So which was that? Was that the 4th one? I think this is the last one. Getting those lumps out of the flour. There we go. Next time, I'll remember the sieve. Okay. I'm probably missing one, but this thing's full to bursting right here. Still looks nice no matter what. Okay, so after that we add the flour, baking powder, and salt. Half a teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Well, let's put the camera back in its awesome position right there. I got measuring cups. One's covered in butter. And it's the one I need that's covered in the butter, I think. Now this is 1/2 of a teaspoon. 1 teaspoon right here. And we need 2 of that of baking powder. Alright, give me a second. I'm trying to find it in here. Cornstarch. Where are you, baking powder? Aha! Ah! Well, this is baking soda. From what I know, it's the same thing. I've made some before with baking powder. Pretty much you add less and you omit the salt, if I remember right. So instead of 3, I'll just do a couple. Yeah, just do a little bit more. Because I guess baking soda has a little bit of salt in it. Okay. Oh, I know you guys hate it when I leave the camera there unattended, so help me out here. There we go. Have him entertain you for just 1 second. Okay. Alternate adding the milk and flour a little at a time into the cake mixture. First add some flour mix, then add some milk, mix again, and continue until the milk and flour has been added. Ending with adding flour. This technique is important to make sure the cake has the right texture. Huh. So we got the flour. How much? Just 1 cup of milk? Jeez. Perfect. Flour mix, it says. I need to mix that just a little bit. I hope I did the right thing with that baking soda. It would take me a long time to find that powder in my drawer of spices up there. There's spices there from many years ago, I don't believe. So, let's say that's mixed. Add it to the mess. Okay, so a little bit of flour mix. Mix that in. A little bit of milk. So, what do you say, guys? What do you do on a Monday night? Do you go skiing? Do you go, I don't know, bowling? Do you, go out to make out point and neck with your girlfriend? I don't think so. You are watching some guy put together cake from Silent Hill. Let's Hill of Hollow, guys. Come on, yeah. You guys know where the love life is. Just right here. Right here watching this. Ooey gooey mess. And the camera doesn't even pick up the yellow right. Jeez. Let's hope it gets a good texture. Let's add a little bit of milk. Just a cup of milk? Seriously? Getting a ring, I guess it's about right. I think I should add a lot more flour than what I've been adding. That way it's actually getting a texture of batter instead of so gooey. Okay, I guess I should give credit where credit's due. I'm getting this recipe from Gormet Gamer. I think it's .com. I know it's a blog on Tumblr. Someone, Lucas Ledvina, if I ever say that right. And if I said it wrong, go ahead and tell me. Tell me of it, and oh, I'm almost out of space for the camera. I'm going to have to delete some space pretty soon and stop this video short. 1 minute, guys, and then I'll stop and I'll add more space. I promise. Let's try and get this done, though. Yeah, it's starting to look like batter. I've never made cake by scratch before, so this is awesome. Flour always clings to the sides. 30 seconds! Definitely need more milk. Ten seconds. Alright, guys. I'm going to do a star wipe and we'll see each other very soon. We're back. Arnold won't talk to me anymore. I guess we had words and he's ignoring me. Alright, so I think I added some milk just a second ago. I'm going to add a crap ton more flour. I think after the next addition of milk, I'll just be adding the whole thing left of flour there. Oh wow, that's getting thick. Okay, now the rest of the flour. It's not as much as I thought it would be. Oh, I'm not supposed to add them together. Hopefully that won't screw things up. I'd probably recommend maybe a mixer of some kind, guys, because this is... What do you think? Anyway. Hopefully this will bring about the right texture. I've seen a lot of lumps. That's probably because I had them both that last time. But this looks like a cake mix, in fact. Started to taste floury, then the butter kicked in. Not bad. It could almost use more, maybe more sugar. I don't know. So, what else do we need to do? think we almost got this in the right texture. We just need to pour it into the pan, I believe. Instructions are under here. Okay. Vanilla extract. Oh yeah, vanilla extract. How much? Teaspoons. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. That's what we're missing. Let's put this milk back here. Get the vanilla right here. I got the extract and not the stupid imitation stuff. That's what's important. Oh, it has one of those seals. Okay. Where did I put those measuring spoons? Which one's a teaspoon? I always have to look. Alright, found it. Hope I don't use it all because I need it for a different recipe too. Oh, that was not smart, Justin. I need to do it over. For me to do it over it, I need to put the thing on the ground and still give you guys the shot that you want. I think. There we go. We got that vanilla in there. It's probably going to taste a lot better. Alright, I think this is better. Much better. Haha. Okay, we'll pour it in the tin. Let's see what goes from there. It's definitely not going to rise to the point where I want it to. Probably because the cake tin's bigger than I wanted it to be, but man, this is going to be good. I need a spoon.
Get a scrape and scrape it into it.
I'll set this aside later. You want to get as much of that in there as you can. I think that's the best we can do right now. Now, for you audiences, it is time to lick the bowl. I'm going to stick this thing in the oven. This right here, I'm going to stick that in the oven. And we'll have to see how it turns out at the end. I hope it's good. Here's to hope. I think I'm doing that right. Yeah, 60 minutes, so see you guys then. Just barely started it, but I just came up with the idea. A friend of mine told me about the ability to make homemade brownies in a little cup, so I'm wondering, what if I take this here, stick it in that cup, and stick it in the microwave for several minutes. There's plenty of batter left over, so let's give it a shot. Okay, just a little bit more. We'll see how this turns out. Let it be known, it should not be microwaved for more than a few minutes, if not just 1 minute. Smells like a nuke. Alright, it's time to get the cake out. It took about 60 minutes to cook. It said 60 to 90 minutes, so if it's not done, leave it in for a little longer. And I'm going to do a little trick to make sure it's done. Just get yourself a regular fork. And hot. Stick that fork right in the middle there. If it comes out clean, it's done. And wow, that was pretty firm, so I believe it's done. Heck, I may have put too much flour, but we'll see. Let's see if I screwed up. Ooh, definitely nice and firm. It's not as straight as I thought it would be. Could you mute that, please? Still, looks pretty good. Oh, it's not done yet. Though I think I can do something to make it look a little better right now. Okay, another hot pot holder. In fact, here. Help me out, Arnold. Come on, Arnold, you can do it. There we go. Okay, so I still need another hot pot holder. There we go. Take that. And there goes a measuring cup. Darn it. Oh well. Okay guys, when you're doing something like that, do not put breakables next to you. Got something else to clean up there. Oh well, but let's hope this cake is worth it now. It's a little uneven, but that's to be expected. I did not pound it out and I did not let it set, so a lot of those bubbles rose to the top. I think it still looks pretty good, but we still have the garnish. Yes, the garnish. The garnish actually requires, if I can find the recipe around here. Jeez, I can't find it. It must have been lost or thrown away. Okay, it says 1 tablespoon of butter and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Okay. Actually, no, that's the bowl. Funny thing, it wasn't the measure cup. That was the bowl I was going to use the garnish with. I gotta find something new now. Oh, this'll do. It's gonna be nice and fancy. Wait, that's a teaspoon. This is a tablespoon. So how many teaspoons in a let's say 3. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Let's microwave it for a second, then we'll mix it together. Yep, I gotta watch where I step. We don't want this to be a bloody recipe. Yeah, that's melted enough right there. Gotta mix that with the butter. Hopefully I had enough butter. I still feel that sugar sloshing around. It's got to mix perfectly. Yeah, it's probably enough right there. Butter and sugar, no better combination. Okay. Let's go ahead and spread that garnish on. Just a little bit at a time. Be nice if I had some sort of brush. Yeah, the way that's catching the light. Try and get as much as I can on there so it covers the whole cake, and there we go. That's butter cake, no fancy icing, you just get that little nice topping. Enough for your horror fantasy dreams, there we go. Now it's time for the best part. I'm gonna taste it. Right. Here we go. Wow, that's a really soft cake. Let's get a good look at this. Don't want anything else breaking on me. I'm seriously not watching where I'm stepping. I really should. get under that. There we go. This almost looks like cornbread. There we go. A little bit firm on the inside. I'm not sure what that means. I got it rose pretty nicely, especially towards the middle there. I think if I take my time, or if you take your time if you want to do this. That's interesting. See these little lines that are going through the cake here? That's air pockets. Pretty much the air has to go somewhere when the heat's coming, and when the bread gets porous, that air has to go somewhere, and so it it forms these cavities. And you can see the cavities kind of travel up. That's pretty interesting. Oh, but the taste. Of course, the taste. Fell apart into several pieces. Oh, see? Tastes like cake. Now, there's nothing too sweet about it. In fact, maybe I should have put some more flavoring in here. Maybe more sugar. The garnish on top would actually be very good for dipping it later on. Maybe even dipping the cake itself in so it's nice and moist around the edges there. You see it's a little dry, but I expect it to be. It is dry, so it's best to be enjoyed with a glass of milk. It's fun to make, and I think if you take your time, you can make it a lot better than this. Add more eggs for a better rise. I'd say this is a success. Stick a fork in it. It's kind of done. I feel this cake has a lot of potential if you can add your own ingredients to it. Just work with it. It can be delicious. Well, Arnold McBear is going to dive right into that. Thank you all for watching, and good night.